Testing, testing. We're out here testing some live streams. No idea if anyone can hear this. No idea if you can't. This probably will end up being a little bit of an interesting one, but yeah, just testing out some different stuff. See how this goes. We'll see if we even make it to Jerome Powell and the Fed's press conference. But ooh, that's really quiet. How do I make that louder? Ooh, okay. All right. Learning this stuff live here. Let me send this out on the Discord and see if I can get people to help me out. Paper gains, paper gains. All right. How do I sound? I need the help. We're testing out a first live stream here. Next time I won't suck so much. Just look, I can barely even hear myself right now. I think this is the setting I need to be playing with. Paper, I am on it just keeps going in and out. I am on dude, that might be what it is. I am on OBS. I sound saucy and it's not, you know what I'm an idiot. All right. I was playing with the decibel thing. This is going to be a horrible stream. I'm probably end up just hanging out in the spaces. How would I get you in here, Paper, if I was on a Discord? I don't use TradingView or TrendSpider at all. I don't chart at all. So I'll need you to help me fix that. All right. Let's see. Paper gains. Let's get the Discord open. Paper, we'll fix my chart. We'll fix my chart. Join the voice chat in my Discord. Join the voice chat in my Discord. I want to see if I can hear you. But we do have Jerome Powell and the U.S. Fed coming. I don't even know how to add candlesticks on this thing. Paper gains. Paper gains. Join the voice chat, Paper. Voice #1. Alright, fuck, I don't even know how to get in. Right now, it does say, though, we got 3 concurrent viewers. Thank you for joining in. 4 views. Good times. Ooh, Paper? Did we got you? I can't hear you. Maybe let's try. What's this do? Paper? Oh, this is fucked. It's over. Why can't I hear you? What the hell is up? Can you hear me? Hello? I just don't hear shit. Great. I see you talking. I see your thing lighting up, Paper, but I can't hear you. Discord audio output. But how do I get this to, can you hear yourself on the stream? That'd be kind of crazy. Let's try and add a... Alright, it's being laggy. It's not even letting me add anything. Come on. Oh, we got turd butts in here now. Alright, well, little gear setting on your... Okay. Devices. Oh, you're fucking right. I know what's happening. Okay. Voice and audio. Output device. Default Mac speakers. Paper gains. I think I got you now. Do I hear you? But now I'm not showing up as speaking. What the fuck? Oh, maybe I shouldn't curse. I'm sure this is some riveting content right here for the people. All right, good enough for me. I was just doing this through OBS. Settings. Stream output. Audio. All right, let's join in on the spaces and see how that goes. Do you hear the little ding noise of the Discord on the YouTube link? Whatever that was sounded horrible.
You in the mood, Shy? I love your playing. I love this song right here. I'm happy to be back. No, that's what the market's about to do. Get high and go low. I missed out some juicy days though. I know. I can't believe it's actually 50K is actually a reality. That's going to be kind of wild if that ever hits there. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, let me drop a couple of more invites to the audience. All right, I got the song up this time at least, so glad I was able to do that. Let's take a look at the market. So I was not trading or live much throughout this morning, so Evan might have a better grasp on what was going on. But I did see things continuing to plunge a little bit this morning in regards to the crypto sphere. Bitcoin just went off a cliff this morning. It was at 60. Let's take a look at the market. So I was not trading or 57 now, and then Ethereum as well going a little bit further down.
So you guys can hear this. It sounds like you guys can hear the spaces going on in the background.
On the news that Elon, after a day
Why
of
do I not get
controversy, has
chat?
refollowed Sawyer and Homar's crisis.
Oh, did he really? Both of them?
Tesla is, yeah, he refollowed both of them.
Nice.
You didn't see what happened? Okay, this was actually really funny, and I don't know if Warren had like talked to Omar or anyone, but you know Warren, right? The Tesla guy.
Yeah.
So Warren made this hilarious post. You should check it out. I gotta remember what his username is. It's like It's not his name. Let me double check real quick if I can find his account. All right, it's WR4NYGov. Anyway, he made a post the other day, and it said it was like a joke post, and it was the pictures of the two guys who stood outside Twitter and fake quit a few years ago. Ligma Johnson and whatever those two guys, and he made a post that said, 2 key Tesla AI engineers just quit, angry that Elon unfollowed Omar and Sawyer. The pair also complained about Tesla offering FSD to communist countries like Canada. And then Elon commented and said, fine, I will follow them again, with a laughing emoji. So, and then Sawyer said, much appreciated. So, Sawyer tweeted it. He said, that's how I saw it. He said, breaking news. Oh, wow. Also, shout out Sawyer. 666,000 followers. The little devil number action going on over there. But yeah, Elon did refollow them. So Evan, crisis averted, 24-hour major controversy. on to the next news cycle, I suppose. Tesla is down 1.5%.
It's so funny. This is like our version of like Kim K unfollowing
Here
Taylor
we go, a little
Swift.
live
Like,
news story.
No. This is no. Shy, this
Here
is like
is
our
that
version of like,
CNBC article.
instead of a
Google laying
player
off hundreds of
unfollowing the
core
team
employees,
on
move some
social media,
positions
the
to
team
India
like
and Mexico. A
unfollowing
little
the
bit of
player.
outsourcing, actually.
Sure, the
I'm going to include that in that
drama,
tweet.
You're so right.
Yeah. Tesla's down 1.55% though today.
Let's try
Again,
something
still
a little
massively
different.
up. It's up 10.6% on the past week.
This one feels like a good
not
headline
quite
for
like
an
it
all
was up
caps guy.
20%, earlier in the week. So we'll see if it's able to hold this up or if it gives more of the move back. If you had those calls, maybe you've taken some profits at this point. Big rough day for AMD. They already kind of shut the bet off earnings. They were down several percent.
You guys to see how
and they
slow
gave
my
more of it
computer
back.
is too.
This is crazy. AMD is now down almost 50% from their highs.
All right.
It's just a big drop.
I also cannot see the YouTube chat,
they're
which is
right on the
a
year.
very
That's
unfortunate
crazy.
thing.
AMD
Can
was
you
up
show me that in the
46%
YouTube
on the year.
studio?
The red. It's nuts. They just went red right here. In fact, they're down about 3 cents on the year. So AMD just gave it all back. Shy, can't believe I sniped the top on that with that insurance play. That was absolutely wild.
Bro,
Too bad it was only a 1 month.
You need to snapshot that and frame it on your wall because you actually called the top on AMD, which is absolutely wild.
No, it doesn't have anything there.
That was some next level shit. Let's see what else is going on. On the positive and the green side, Celsius.
If anyone is in here, chat me to me through the Discord if you guys can hear anything, because I do not have the YouTube. Actually, maybe what I could do
like it at this point. We're continuing to buy some shares and pieces along those lines. Hood putting in a little bit of a green day. Baba continuing a little bit of a green day. Seems like there's interest with some of these pieces. Let's see what else is moving here. GCT kind of coming back to green. It was having a pretty big red day earlier. It was down 3%. It's only down about 0.6% now.
Make sure this gets muted. All right.
I'm just trying.
I can see the live chat again. That's cool. Oh, you guys can kind of see when I do that craziness. Sorry. Yeah, this is that Google headline. Google laying off hundreds of core employees, move some positions to Mexico, laying off a team of 200 employees, part of Mexico. All right, talking on the spaces.
Here as we load up to the FOMC decision.
Yeah, we are waiting for Jerome Powell and the Fed. Wolf, guess what? Breaking news. I am actually doing some a little bit of live streaming on YouTube. I'm testing it out, seeing how that goes. So my screen is currently live right there. Paper Gains knows I need to fix my charts and stuff like that because I'm not just using my brokerage. So there's literally just lines. But we're all waiting.
Evan, what do you have to look up to go on YouTube right now? Find it. Is it your username?
Maybe we want this first one to be a little bit secret.
Just look up his username.
Yeah, it is stock market news, but oh well. Paper was in there within a second, so shout out to that guy. But yeah, so they can see me right now, just playing around, testing some stuff out. I want to get to that 4,000 watch hours, but I'm excited for this Jerome Powell press conference. Any move we get at 2 p.m. Eastern really shouldn't be trusted. We're not finding out anything new. He's not going to raise rates. They're not going to lower rates at all either. Nothing's going to happen there. There is no summary of economic projections at 2 p.m. Eastern, so we're really waiting for the press conference at 2:30, hear his tone, what type of language he uses, and we'll see how the market takes it. I think that there has been a lot of kind of absorbing of the possibility that we're going to cut rates significantly less than what was originally expected, and even a good amount of people coming to a thought process that we might not cut rates at all this year. So I think that the market has absorbed a lot of it. So I do wonder how much reaction is left under the tone to the downside, but we'll see. But you kind of see where the market is. I don't know. I'm just pretty excited for this release. I could see it being a small mover, but yeah, I'm excited to hear what Powell has to say. I was rambling there towards the end. We did have those Amazon numbers yesterday. AMD, Supermicro, Starbucks. A lot of the names moving down. I haven't double checked in on how Amazon is doing today. Let's look. It's still up about 1.6%, but I feel like a lot of the other names that were reporting earnings are doing a little bit weak. AMD down 8%. Starbucks, what's it doing? Down 17, a casual down 17% for Starbucks. But everything can change off of this Powell press conference, So waiting, watching, hoping we get some good stuff.
Yeah, apparently putting olive oil in coffee wasn't enough. You know, I was chatting a little bit with Allie about that last night, and she said it was more than just the boycotts of Starbucks that's going on. There seems like there's some other things that are happening in regards to unionization at Starbucks. I don't know if people are familiar with this.
Yeah, a
But
couple of the
Starbucks has
stores
been
are getting unionized, but I don't think it's the biggest of deals. It's not like it's hundreds of them, or
It
thousands.
seems like there's a growing sentiment that Starbucks overworks its employees, and when they try to unionize, it basically just fires.
We
The
got
people
8
that tried
people
to
watching right
unionize,
now. No
and people
shoutouts.
are growing discontented with that. That's what I was
Oh,
hearing
there's a little
from
bit
a
of
quick
a back end thing
conversation.
coming here.
But hard to tell exactly what else factored in. It feels like every time I see a Starbucks, they're jam packed and there's a long line.
Yeah, we'll post the
But I
link.
suppose the data's not saying that. Shy, we haven't had you on all week, so let me come to you first. What are you thinking? We've had some big earnings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Logical covered this yesterday, but Transmedics saved my day today. When the market's red and my portfolio is up 3%, just because it's at Transmedics is up 27%. Now it's a number 4 slot. So that's saving the day. I did initiate a position today. A starter position. I'm not going to be sharing it until it's becoming a full position, but it's something that I've been wanting to own for a while, and I finally got the chance today. Going off of like the market, I mean, of course, SPY is right at 500 entering this like FOMC meeting. Like, could this be any more dramatic? It's a pretty big. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of volatility, and I know Evan loves doing this because I'm gonna be doing this as well. If you guys don't know Predictogram, we're gonna be doing some fun stuff on Predictogram next hour. Some other things. Reporting. I mean,
Yeah, that is
Amazon,
true.
like yesterday,
Predictogram.
Amazon
If
just
anyone's on my
solidified,
team,
just
this
like
is
with AWS,
a pretty big
solidified
time. I shouldn't have
all
done
my
that. Whatever.
heartburn on my growth portfolio because
Yeah, I like
we
to
got
just
the
do all
big
upside
three infra
predictions,
players,
and
the
what I've
Google Cloud,
noticed,
the
there's a lot of
AWS,
massive moves during this Powell
and
press
Azure,
conference, and
just
when
like
you don't have the implied volatility,
solidify
it's
what
pretty
I
easy to hit
believe is
them. So I
happening in
really,
the AI
you're gonna
space,
see me
where
on this, just
it's
go through every single one,
just the beginning, and you're seeing on the investment
and
side
just
the
hitting some
AI
upside.
capex, and you're also seeing the cloud
I need to make sure I go
reacceleration,
through
which
all of
hasn't happened
these.
in years, and you're seeing it from the big dogs, and hopefully the little dogs
I
in
can see
DigitalOcean
the
this earnings
YouTube
season.
chat now
But
as well. So if
you're
anyone is
seeing
in here
the
and
hardware
throw
element, the
some
cloud
thoughts or hearts
reacceleration.
or whatever in the chat,
Eventually, it's going to trickle down to software earnings. I don't
questions,
know when.
any
Nobody knows
help
when.
as well
I don't
on
put
how
my
to get these live streams
funds up
better.
on it, but I am.
We do have
If
a
any of my
typo in the
names
title.
do dip from this earnings season, I'm going to be adding because I feel safe doing so in the environment where you're seeing the heavy capex investment in the AI space from the big dogs and the cloud reacceleration. So, loved what we have so far earnings season. I think today there's not much going on. Maybe I think it's Qualcomm's reporting, but I just don't see strong numbers in that.
How does it look when I do that?
SMTI, I mean, I see paper on here and also stock talk. Like we mentioned SMCI. We didn't have the best words for SMCI 2 weeks ago when we talked.
Wow, you
the
guys are
first
really
pod
far
episode
behind
for
on that.
Wolf podcast, and I'm curious to see when Dell reports their earnings. Like, is Dell eating SMCI's lunch, and is that why they had that rev miss? Regardless, if you're a picks and shovel play on the data center revenues and you're missing a rev, like that's alarming to say the least. Like that is a red flag, and especially if you don't really have any IP and you are like you just don't have my biggest issue with SMCI, they don't really have a moat, and they're very easily for competition enter their space and kind of disrupt it. Could that be happening right now? Who knows? We'll find out more in Dell reports. But I'd be a lot more cautious now on the semiconductor space where there could be. I'm not saying the
I'm just going off the assumption that everything sounds okay.
an S-curve type of environment where we saw the massive boosts in AI investments and pull forward demand. That's the first part of the S. We might be in the middle part of like,
Just
might be a
keep
little
going,
troublesome or catching, like demand needs to catch up to supply or whatnot, or we'll see like there's going to be some calm. And then the next leg's going to happen because that's how this works in revolutionary tech like AI. So if you are SMCI shareholders or AMD, like for example, Gav just mentioned they're down 50%, or a lot of the semiconductor names are not responding well in their earnings season. Like it doesn't mean it's over. We just might be in a lull period until the next leg happens to solidify the S curve. I'll pass back to you because I took a lot of time out, but yeah, FOMC meeting is gonna be a big one, and I have some limits in place for names I want to continue adding And that's kind of how you have to play it. Have the dry powder to add to your high conviction names.
Popped in. Got
All
some
right.
thoughts here pre-rate decision, which is not going to be much of a decision.
I hope you guys can still hear me okay. I don't think I'm going to get any feedback. I haven't really tweeted this out, but will be interesting.
The same as they were yesterday. I mean, we know what the decision's going to be.
All right.
Yeah, I talked about this dynamic.
I don't blame any of you for not being in here and hanging out.
And I think
This is probably going to be a terrible quality live stream, but it
important.
is the first one. And then everyone after this is going to be pretty good.
Weakness in the data over the last 2 weeks.
But I just want to make sure I did something. Went live for the first time. I'm excited to be doing this.
How bad they think that data is, but there's certainly been flashes of economic weakness. Nonetheless, mixed.
15 minutes until Powell.
So there's still an argument to be made on both
15
sides.
minutes until Jerome Powell.
The disinflationary trend has seen an interruption this year in the first 3 months. That'll be at the top of the Fed's list of addressing, in my opinion. And beyond that, I mean, it's really just a labor market equation now. You know, it's just really about how quickly the labor market cracks and, you know, if it can sustain higher rates and if it can, for how much longer can it do that? So we're looking for some commentary about that. I imagine Powell will get some questions about, you know, if the Fed is anticipating any cuts at all this year. You know, we had, for the first time ever, the Fed tool pricing a 1% chance of a hike. Again, it's just a 1% chance, but pricing an intra-year 1% chance of a hike yesterday. And so now that narrative has started to emerge onto the table. I think it's not going to happen, but nonetheless, that narrative has started to emerge in the periphery. I don't think Powell will suggest that at all, but his rhetoric is the main thing we have to be paying attention to today, and how that rhetoric may be different from the previous meetings. But there's not a whole lot of uncertainty going into this FOMC meeting. I mean, we all know what's going to happen. They're not going to raise rates. They're not going to cut rates. The question is, how soon will they? So hopefully we'll get some cues about that. Perfect. Paper. You placing? You still trading through FOMC? You holding anything through?
Paper gains, paper gains. I'm glad you witnessed that moment in history, by the way.
I took like one trade this morning. That was Nvidia short, and then a little guy on ARM, but have since closed out. I think it's tough. Like SPY's gone absolutely.
I'm feeling some upside for this one. Any move here, like I was saying, any move in that first 30 minutes really won't matter. We all know that Jerome Powell and the Fed are not going to be raising rates. Actually, let's look at the
during Q&A stuff. I know. I believe we're expecting some QE talk. If that doesn't come, that's probably going to be ugly. And if it does, it could easily be some really nice mean reversion type trades, but I don't think we're necessarily out of the woods just yet. But yeah, I think whatever.
I think there's definitely a lot of people coming to this website right now, so I guess that makes sense. But probabilities,
probably going to be something that
there is a 2.4% chance that the market is pricing in that Jerome Powell and the Fed cut rates. 97.6% chance that they're going to leave rates unchanged. Jerome Powell and the Fed have not really come out.
Sounds good. Logical. How about you?
And we'll say disappointed or went against the market's thoughts for a little bit as I move the mic closer to me. I hope that sounds better. So yeah, there's going to be nothing released at 2 p.m. Eastern that I think you guys need to be worried about. It's 2:30. Listening to the Powell press conference, listening to what he's saying will be very important, and that's where all your efforts and attention should be. 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Listen to what Powell has to say. Definitely important to keep an eye on. But yeah, the Fed Watch tool is pointing to basically no chance we're cutting rates right here. Shout out to Stocks on Spaces. This is where listening. Tweet I put out.
Macroeconomic factors. It's not something that you could like think of in that same sense. But I think that psychologically, if like the Fed comes out extremely hawkish today, I think that we passed that 5% level, which it just feels like, even though it's only like it's you know, whatever it is, it's like a 5 to 10% upside from here in the interest rate. But like, I think psychologically, if we break through that 5%, I think it's going to start affecting a lot. It's going to have like a widespread effect on the economy in terms of like what that that means next. And again, we had, banks cracking under a strong 10-year last year, and so I think that a lot of those problems have not really been solved. So the market is already pricing in this extremely hawkish scenario. If you think about what the Fed was created to do all those many decades ago, it was to bring stability to markets.
Not really.
And so, and again, I think like the markets are again maybe getting ahead of the Fed in terms of what the Fed should do, and now we're starting to see potentially these forecasts coming in of inflation coming in a little bit more tame than we saw the first 3 months.
These are daily candles as well.
And again, we had the Q1 GDP report come in 50% below expectations. Clearly, economic activity is slowing without the fiscal deficit creating all those jobs through the Inflation Reduction Act. You probably would see a very much contracting economy. So I think that interest rates aren't necessarily the tool that's going to solve the problem that we're in at this point.
Sorry, I know that actually
like it's kind of like separate parts of the economy. So I would expect that
I need to figure out how to work this.
Look, they never want to rock the boat entirely. Like, we're not in 2021 where interest rates were zero and they needed to shake things up because things were getting absolutely silly. I mean, there was so much money flowing around. It's not that environment anymore. The economy is a lot healthier in my view.
The fuck are these lines?
I think just being a little bit more, I don't know, moderate in a response here. Like, I don't see them coming out and just being aggressively hawkish, right? Like, clearly, GDP prints and inflation prints, not what you want to see, but are higher interest rates going to be the helping in this scenario? Probably not. Is maintaining the interest rate gonna be okay? I mean, yeah, probably that's okay, but like that's the thing, right? Like if they even hint at, hey, like we're still just staying the course, want to see some inflation come down, just to get a couple more data points in, and we're still gonna be willing to cut rates once we see inflation come in, and we do think it's coming in. If they say something like that, the market is so offsides. And again, that's what I mean by people are pricing in the more bearish narratives, the hawkish narratives, I should say. So I think just any sense of that same kind of tone that we saw in the March meeting, which the dot plots at that point, we're not getting dot plots today, but the dot plots there were kind of signaling towards
but all eyes on
we're still going to get a couple cuts. And so as long as that tone hasn't really changed and they're just being more patient of when those cuts are going to take place, but the concept of cuts still being on the table, I think that will become that is not priced in. So
sounds good. Hey, Dimitri, I know you wanted to hop in for this one. What are you thinking?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Yeah, really interesting thoughts. I'm glad Stock Talk brought up that point earlier about us not getting great data. But one thing I am seeing that I think is a bit exaggerated is people talking about stagflation. I think it's I think it's actually very early to call that. Yes, we did have a bad GDP print that was worse than expected. We had higher
going
CPI,
upside for the Predictogram squad.
I think the context matters because when we saw it certainly in the 70s and 80s, it was way worse. I'm not saying that it's 100% guaranteed we're not going to get any stagflation, but I think it's a matter of being very nuanced in how you talk about it. So you could argue, yes, we're seeing some stagflationary-esque trends, but I don't think it's fair to necessarily say that we're in a situation of stagflation. You also have to look at the context of how much CPI actually has.
Thank you, Frederick.
From 9% to where it is now, it's 3.8. And
Frederick, you should write in the YouTube chat. I think it helps with the algo and stuff too. We'll see. Weird laugh initiated. I'm also moving the mic a little closer and further away from my voice, so
I think where we are seeing a little bit more market volatility.
We have about 8 minutes until this Powell release comes out, which we know he's not going to do anything.
Great business environment, in terms of just overall consumption. But now
let's even get the tweet ready.
More weaker economic activity. There's been something going around on FinTwit about small businesses not paying their rent on time. We're seeing, I think, we're going to get this Friday, I think, consumer sentiment and everything. And we're also going to get a lot of more economic data this week, just more generally.
Let's get this tweet ready.
I think,
as expected, Jerome Powell on the Fed.
Long story short, I think with the Fed, I think like I said, we're not getting rate cuts. We're just going to get a hold. However, what they say and the outlook, we know higher for longer for sure is going to be the tone. What we don't know is how relatively hawkish he might be. And I think that is where we're going to get volatility, is in the tone of his speech and if he uses any words that could trigger a market rally or a market sell-off. The most famous example a couple years ago is when he used the word transitory, right? That word became almost like a meme. That we could see potentially some volatility through some
Gotcha.
speak like that.
Frederick, is that you?
Anyway, sorry.
Yes, that is. Thank you for writing in here.
All,
okay, that makes some sense. This might be a little bit more of an interesting dynamic.
Appreciate it, Dimitri. So you hopped up here too, Jason. You got any macro level thoughts on the topic? Hearing none. Gonna keep us rolling around here. So 5 minutes to go. Evan's throwing in predictions. What are you thinking is gonna happen here, Evan?
Do you want the secret sauce? No, I'll give it to you. Well, I've been literally just spending the whole time this live stream so far just putting upside predictions in. I don't know if the market's going to sustain moving higher, but what's tended to happen is there's extreme amounts of volatility around this, obviously. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Who knows how it's going to end up, but upside predictions. But yeah, that's what I'm doing over there. We're like I said earlier, we're not going to get anything at this... At this 2 p.m. juncture, that would be surprising. Maybe some balance sheet runoff information that could be interesting for some of the more people who look deep into it. But I don't know. We'll see. I just think that there's nothing going to come out here. We're waiting for Powell's press conference to get any direction on the day. Purple tie would be my guess. Hopefully he comes out with an iPad, gives me some good sign for those Apple earnings tomorrow. But yeah, 2 p.m., any move here I really wouldn't trust. If the market moves up 2%, 3%, I would be like fading that heavily until we start to hear Powell talking. But yeah, Wolf, upside.
I agree, Evan. I've been waiting. And I think the press conference is always more important in these scenarios because, like Stock Talks, it's always about the tone.
Ooh, 8 concurrent viewers.
What was it
at the top?
The move is like the first one's always false, or is it the other way around?
Yeah, it's typically like the first one, whatever it is, you fade that. But I mean, lately it hasn't.
It's like the press release. You'll get the move from the press release, and then the speech begins, and then like Q&A, you get like the follow through.
So let's see some blood right away in 4 minutes. That's the call right there.
We don't know. I'm looking at the option chance. Not that anybody cares. Like, I'm not really trading here, but on SPY, like SPY, that's what I'm looking at.
I already have the tweet ready to go. Come on, Powell.
May 1st through 3rd options are super juiced. I would avoid those, but the 6th has better pricing. Volume is on 495 puts and also on 510 calls.
Paper, do you have visibility on what the flow is like entering this print in 3 minutes?
I mean, yeah, it's skewing bearish for sure, like 2-to-1 bearish. But yeah, it's skewing bearish definitely.
Sounds good. All right, another 3 minutes or so here before we roll in. Reminder, we do have also some earnings today. Nothing like we had yesterday or tomorrow, but we are going to have Qualcomm and DoorDash. A couple others that people might care about, like Carvana, are going to be happening, Etsy. So you should see some pretty sizable movers. One stock that I've been paying attention to, RELY, just because I use their services a lot, Remitly for paying people. That one is... been down the last couple of weeks or so I'm curious to see what they end up putting in. They had a pretty nice chart forming last year. I think Paper, we used to talk about them a little bit.
Remitly?
Yeah, Remitly.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning them for sure.
Throwback to the days where Avis car was like the craziest chart you'd ever seen in your life.
Yes, I absolutely do. Now it's like these energy stocks like NRG and like what, like look at these things, you're like, what is going on with power right now? It's absolutely insane.
Wow, I didn't realize
nobody talked about.
Yeah, I didn't realize their stock had done that.
Can you make spaces a little bit louder?
Yeah.
Let me know how that is.
Not insane.
What'd you say, Evan?
Oh, fuck. I'm unmuted. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
It's like 20 seconds in and we already have the problems.
We now know your social security number. Thank you. All right.
Meta's interesting here at 440. I mean, it's been trying to get
How does
to
that
this
sound,
level,
Rupesh?
so we'll see. It's either going to be a great short trade on a fail, or or it starts to reverse. ARM
Been live for 35 minutes too. Fair enough.
Honestly, it looks like it's got a little date with 78. But,
hello, Python. Python.
I really want Tesla to bounce right here, but she's not. I need to see her.
Here we go. 1 minute until Jerome Powell and the Fed. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Sounds good. I'm just gonna keep the floor open for next minute or two until we get this decision.
Yeah, 1 minute. I literally already have my tweet out. As expected, Jerome Powell and the Fed left rates unchanged.
You should post it now.
You just send it out.
So you can be the first.
Just post it right now. Yeah, no, that's fair. No. Because then you get got that one time. It's just so embarrassing. I call that getting stock talked.
Oh, that's rough.
That's rough, buddy. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna send it.
All right, here we go.
Man, shit's so funny.
You going up or down?
It's like we're at the horse track, man.
Higher for longer.
Yep, left rates unchanged.
Can you take...
Reaction is a nothing burger so far.
Oh.
That is your first move.
Oh, first move is higher. There we go.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
On spot.
Damn it. Well, hopefully... I want to add some shit, man.
That's an arguable first move is higher. I mean, well, now it's going. All right. It took a second.
It's your first move.
Took a second.
Fed to slow the pace of balance sheet runoff starting June.
There you go. There's your QE.
Fed lack of further progress toward 2% goal in recent months.
I feel like Dak. Here we go.
Balance sheet runoff.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Back in my day, we got full moves on the first candle. Now it's just, I mean, we moved 70 cents.
And
it's
Fed
back.
slow the pace of balance sheet runoff.
Yeah, 60 to 25 billion. They're keeping MBS the same, but Treasury's down by 35 billion.
Marta, you said they're cutting to 25?
60 to 25.
Yeah, that's bigger than expected. So that's why you're seeing a the market reaction here.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be cut from 60 to 30.
That's what they're talking about. Beginning in June, the committee will slow pace of decline of securities lending, right up cap on treasury securities from 60 billion to 25 billion.
This will be done by next meeting. There will be no treasury redemption.
The market's fading.
I mean, it's holding right now.
SPY's holding.
They're going to keep their mortgage-backed securities redemption cap at 35 billion, and they're going to reinvest the excess principal into treasuries.
Oh man, it's a true nothing burger.
Yeah.
Powell's comments are the whole thing. name. That's because markets already priced in essentially all the big variables. They know it's higher for longer, and they know it's a wait and see kind of approach.
Yeah, I think it's just going to depend on how dovish or hawkish Powell's tone is, I think.
I mean, in all fairness, it's not a nothing burger. It's the end of QT.
Yeah, and it is a bigger QT. Like, that's a significant beat on the QT taper because you thought that's an extra
markets
$5
would
billion.
probably respond positively to that.
Yeah, that's an extra $5 billion, right? That you're reducing from the runoff rate. So versus a 30 billion tapering rate, now you're going down to tapering 25 billion at a time. That's a significant reduction versus expectations. So that piece of news is positive. We'll see how the market reacts to the rest of this.
In other news, it's been a great day for earnings.
Is somebody taking a look at maturities? in the balance sheet, I have a feeling that the maturities are
Look at
more
this
than
on
25, so they
predictograms. Every
probably will be
single
buying
one
treasuries.
just hit. Bang bang. I'm telling you, this little Jerome Powell press conference meeting strategy is unbeat on predictogram. Just go through upside on everything. I should have done the full days. Wolf, by the way, I'm looking at it. Every single predictogram thing I put in there is just 100%. I'm like 75 for 75 right now today. Watch out, Try. But yeah, as we said, don't trust any move here in between this time, and now we're really just waiting on Powell. Hoping he comes out with an iPad. Hoping it maybe a purple tie. We'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now we wait. We hurried up to wait.
Yeah, this is to me, the statement is dovish. The reason why they're maintaining 35 billion runoff in MBS is that they've not hit that target ever. It doesn't really matter. So, and they want to get MBS off. So to me, that says one thing. It's that whatever the next form of QE is, it won't include MBS. It won't include the housing market.
Qs are making new highs on the day here now. SPY's green.
Ooh, a little red to green.
Pretty big red to green move, yeah.
So you're telling me I should have slammed those calls?
No. It's flat. Like we've gone.
I mean, it went green for like a half a second, yeah.
Yeah, the whole day is in a 2-point range.
Stock Talk Weekly fake news? Question mark?
Temporary news.
You know, it's from the eye of the beholder, some could say.
True.
I mean, it did flip green. It just didn't close the candle.
It did.
Allegedly.
Hey, the day's not over.
What are we gonna wait now? Another 25 minutes for Dr. Powell?
It might be longer than that. Till some comment.
No, he's very pertinent though. He'll be here at the top, and we'll get a little bit more movement. CNBC
pertinent?
just.
Did you mean punctual?
We don't need to like correct every single word that I go in and use. What is this, grammar school?
Sounds like you need a dictionary account.
I was gonna let you stew in silence there. Let everyone really sit on that last rude comment from you. But yeah, so now we are just waiting for Powell. He is normally on time, yes, I would say. He doesn't like to be late. But yeah, now
he is also, that was inaccurate to say.
What'd you say?
He is also pertinent, so that wasn't inaccurate to say.
Oh, so you're just being a mean person for no reason, is what you just admitted to.
Yeah, exactly.
I am looking at what's changed from last time. They said recent indicators suggest that economy activity last time has been expanding, and they changed it to continue to expand. They added in text at the end of that first paragraph, in recent months, there has been a lack of further progress towards the committee's 2% inflation objective, so adding in that language. This sentence, the committee judges that the risks to achieving its employment and inflation goals last month says are moving into, and they just changed it to have moved towards better balance over the past year. They added a full kind of couple sentences. Beginning in June, the committee will slow the pace of decline of its securities holdings by reducing the monthly redemption cap on Treasury securities from 60 billion to 25 billion, as was being talked about there. The committee will maintain the monthly redemption cap on agency debt and agency mortgage-backed securities at 35 billion and will reinvest any principal payments in excess of this capital into Treasury securities. That was also new, not in the previous one, and that is everything. So looking at what's been changed, I was getting that from CNBC. What's market been doing? Is any more fake news green candles from Stock Talk?
No, I mean we came up right into the red to green spot like to the penny, and slightly slipped off. But I mean, looks like the market's just waiting for that commentary.
All right.
Making new highs on both the Qs.
That might be me on this this thing. I'm gonna test these live streams. Something I want to be doing more of. So I hope you guys, at least. I guess this one was more just for me to try and get the concept and the format and everything going and just feeling comfortable about it. So next time you join in on these live streams, you will get some really high quality stuff. I'm gonna be trying doing that morning show that I do with Kevin every single day on the live stream. So definitely stay on the watch out for those. I appreciate the people who came in and hung out with us on this spaces and this live stream. So yeah, I will catch you all later. I'm gonna end the stream here. Regroup, improve quality, everything like that, and I will be catching you all. Rubish, I appreciate you. I'm glad you loved it. And like I said, this is the worst this is ever going to be. So, it can only get better from here. But I appreciate each and every single one of you. 9 viewers for really not tweeting it out. I'm kind of happy with that one. And we'll see how the watch hours look after this. But yeah, have a good one, everyone. We'll talk a little bit later. And yeah,